Hey, what is up y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Build With Me. In today's episode, we're going to be doing a request by Ronin Sugikuni. Sorry if I mispronounced that, please correct me if I was wrong. I am currently recording this episode and my previous episode out of continuity. That is because I decided to go ahead and build a train station before I build an actual train. So what we're seeing here is actually going to be before what I will do in the future where I build a train. That'll be fun, right? This is currently my biggest build that I've ever done on this channel. The build that I'm modeling this off of is the Antwerpen Central Railway. This can be found in Belgium, and it is a major railway there. Overall, this build took me between 6 to 10 hours, depending on whether or not I include research, and whether or not I include different techniques and practices before actually preparing for this build itself. This build is also currently the largest build that we have in this world. Building this was quite tedious, and it was actually I say tedious. It was a lot of symmetry, so once again, it felt kind of tedious for me. However, I am really happy with the end result. However, we're not done with this build yet. This video will probably have to be split up into multiple parts, because I only got to do the train terminal part of this build. I still have yet to do the actual train station part. Well, where, you know, the people buy their tickets, go to the bathroom, rest, etc., etc. We have none of that yet. So that part has to be done. This is only half a build, and actually maybe not even half a build. It might only be, I don't know, 2/5 of a build. Let's go with that. I'm also not exactly building this train station to be an exact replica. I actually plan on putting a lot of my own twists and making it my own type of build as I go along. Most of it is modeled off of the train station itself. However, a lot of it is creative intention, and it is nowhere near the same. The terminal itself seems a lot bigger, and it was had a much different railway system than I put in. I actually have a little bit of a plan to make the building part of this train station have something quite different. I want it to be more of a I guess, a mix of a building. So it's not only a train station, but it could also be a hotel, a restaurant, or maybe like a mall. I don't know. Things like this will be finished as time goes on. We gotta see where it goes to actually figure it out. Now, as this video goes on, I'm gonna explain it here and now. I'm not gonna talk too much about my actual building techniques that I used in this build completely. I'm going to talk about some of the strategies that I used to get into building. The main strategy I used here was to take several breaks. I've built this thing over the course of 3 or 4 days, with several breaks in between. So, although I may have recorded for 6 to 8 hours, and then done a lot of practice for about another 2 hours on top of that, the build itself, or my building sessions, were no longer than 2 hours. They were maybe one hour to an hour and a half at most. But most of the time, I tried to shrink it down as much as I could. Of course, that helped me and my mentality about this build quite a bit. This part right here that we're working on is actually the first set of railways, which I will end up moving eventually. This is actually the end of my first session right here. And as you can see, I started getting a little bit annoyed with myself because of the fact I ended up having to use commands. Normally, I'm the type of person that likes to build everything by hand, and I try to avoid using commands as much as possible. I just enjoy the process of building it myself completely and feeling more as though, oh wow, I placed every single one of these blocks by hand. However, in this situation, this build was a little bit too big to do all by hand, so I figured, why not? Let's just do this all through commands, and then make it so I can make this video much quicker. That helps out quite a bit, and I'm probably going to do that more for this build. I did this several times here. Oh, here we are with our second session right here with the actual walls to this part of the station. This part was kind of fun. It was a lot of math and trying to figure out what I wanted to do exactly. This part changed a lot, because I had to move the railway system, which there was a mess. I was trying to use commands. Here we are with this clone command, because I wanted to move my rail line without actually destroying it and then rebuilding it completely. Yeah, I am doing a lot of testing, messing up quite a bit. Yeah, so let me just explain the way the clone command works. You want to do /clone space, and then you want to put in your coordinates. The first two coordinates will be 1, the block of the bottom left or bottom right, or one of the corners of your build, and then the second coordinate being another corner, like the opposite corner of your build. And last but not least, the last coordinate is where you want to place your build. The build itself will always be positioned into a specific corner, I guess, of your coordinate. In this case, it was the top right. Or actually could have been bottom right, bottom left. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. I don't use this command very often, so I'm just explaining the basics of what I understand, which is not very much. Glass panes. This part was fun because, actually, it wasn't fun. It was very tedious. It was a lot of placing. Glass panes are very annoying to work with, especially here. Figuring out the new doorway, that was fun. I think we're nearing the end of what I was doing yesterday, I believe. Yes. Here are some benches. No, that's not yesterday. It was 2 days ago for me. Yeah, look at this. This is a caution line using the new bamboo block. I like it a lot. Here's a bridge to get over to the other side. Yeah, the bridge was kind of fun. I liked it. I did get quite distracted a lot. And I just noticed I didn't place those windows there. Huh. Here we are. Oh, this is yesterday. This is where I am finally putting in the new window to make sure that I can have an actual wall there. On one hand, I kind of want it to be an open area so I could have like a another idea that I plan on putting in here, which is a port. I kind of want a ship area underneath this build. So I could have a bit of a dock and then ships underneath to make this a multi vehicle building kind of thing. I don't know. I also had to figure out this back, or the center part of this build, or window, because the other side had the clock tower and whatnot, so that I couldn't replicate that over here, so this is what's done instead. Filling in the glass also took forever because I didn't want to use commands, because I don't really know any of the /fill commands without getting rid of blocks. Sure, I could have looked it up, but I'm lazy. This was easier for me. Bricks. Bricks work pretty well. What am I doing now? Oh, I'm making the outline a little thicker to make it so that the outside area has a little bit more depth. By adding a little bit more depth, the area looks much more interesting from the outside and looks less boxish. Makes it look just as impressive from the outside as it is from the inside. However, since I did not texture the walls and it looks very flat still, I still need to texture and add in some other details to make it look better. I also brought in some greenery inside of the station itself, such as plant areas, more benches, more pots, garbage cans, waterfalls, etc. Here we are with some rails. Yep, rails. Gotta add a lot of rails. The rail system's gonna be fun to build eventually. And okay, I just stood still for a little while. Okay. Let's see. Oh, this part right here was supposed to be like signs telling train times and whatnot. Yep, pretty nice. Benches on the other side. I love that. And another water fountain. Oh, here we are with finishing the railways across the area to see where it would end up. One thing about railways is you don't want to change their vertical area as much. That's what I was trying at least. I wanted to have it very horizontal. I'm probably going to have to make it somewhat... I'm probably going to have to make some vertical changes at some point, but for now, this is good enough. I did end up coming with a lot of plans for this area. I decided I wanted to put in an underground slum type area underneath this underneath the station itself as well, because it might be a little bit interesting to have the dark side and the light side of an area to be there. Pillar, because I just want an idea what I wanted the pillars to look like eventually, and I think we are nearing the end of this time lapse. All that's left is to work around with some of these what are they called? Pillars to hold up the railway system. And yeah, this is I never actually finished the rail. I am talking over myself. I never actually got to finish those pillars. I ended up getting tired for today, and I just decided, you know what? Let's just do something else real quick, and I'll get back to that later. Yeah, moral of the story: take breaks. Do things at your own pace. Don't try to get things done just because you have to get it done. Do it because you want to. That's how you get good builds. Okay, see you in the outro. Ooh, look at that little sweet transition. Gotta love that. Anyways, thank you all for watching the video if you did. I really did enjoy this build. I spent so many hours on it, and I still have plenty of hours to keep going on for this build. And I am excited, because this adds a whole new section to my world that I did not expect to build. This is why I love the request system. It adds a lot of things that I never would have thought of on my own, and helps me to, I guess, express my creativity through other people's ideas. I'm not a very creative person when it comes down to ideas, so I prefer to have other people come up with ideas, and then I try to put my own creative spin on them. Probably not the greatest thing to do. I probably should come up with some of my own ideas more frequently, but I liked it. So here's the outer wall of this build. Yes, I do plan on texturing it and adding some other details to the front. It's just, I'm not getting to that part right now. That might be in part 3 if I ever get to finishing this thing soon. I'm probably going to get it done sometime in the next few weeks, hopefully. Yeah, we have a lot of area here to cover. This entire forest part right here is probably going to be filled up with the rest of this building. I also have to finish up the sidewalk here to make it more of a... I don't know what I'm going to do with this area just yet. I might make a marketplace, because that area is really empty. Oh, look at this entrance. I love this entrance. And, ooh, almost fell into the fountain. That could have been bad. Anyways, over here, by avoiding the fountain, we get to look at this view right here. Look at this. I love this view. The only reason I chose to do this specific train station was because of this window. I love the look of, like, the different layers, and how there is the clock being surrounded by all that glass work and metal beams and whatnot. I really loved it. I never showed this part on camera, but I did add in those curved beams off camera, and I really did enjoy that. That part adds quite a bit to this build. It makes it less cubish. And look at these tracks. Ooh, I'm going to love this part when it's done. It's going to take a while. It's going to be tedious, but it's going to be fun. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, oh wait, I forgot about that part. Yeah, I dug that part down a little. But if you all enjoyed this video, hit that like button. Helps me out greatly, and it helps support me for, I guess, creating videos just like this. I hope to keep on building stuff like this, and maybe even bigger. If y'all like my content in general, hit the subscribe button. I plan on doing a lot of content like this in the future, and I plan on continue projects just like this one, or exactly this one, soon. Anyways, I almost forgot another one. If you all want to be one of the first people to watch my episode, hit that little bell. You'll be notified of exactly when I post my episode, so you can be one of the first people to watch them. Anyways, that took a little longer than it should have. Thank you for watching, and have a good one. And no, my video did not cut out just then. I did not run out of the video. Shoot.